we've all known and we brag about it all the time, how incredible the listeners and viewers are of this show and how much of a family we feel we have cultivated up to this point. Their responses have been quite incredible. And if you haven't been able to check them out, I'd love for us to just quickly maybe visit a few of them. Let's see what we got.
What's good, Native Land Pod? Once again, I'm Lawrence and I'm in Dallas. I want to address the question posed at the end of today's episode. I just finished watching. I don't think you guys should stop. As a matter of fact, I think you have an obligation to continue. 3 of my friends, and this is very personal to me, 3 of my friends were not engaged in politics, didn't really care about politics. But, you know, a couple of times we shared a blunt and listened to the Native Land Pod on my balcony. Not only did they get registered for this most recent election, but we had all kind of conversations about local politics, and they voted. They actually voted, and you guys were instrumental in that. So not only do I believe that you should continue the podcast, but I believe it's going to be absolutely necessary, especially for the next 4 years, not only instructing people, but kind of delivering education when it is obviously much needed.
I want to hang out with him and his friends.
I'm telling you, on that day.
It's Dawn from Houston, Texas, and I just finished your episode, the first one, post-election, that I have been frantically waiting on, if I'm being honest. And in response to your question on whether or not you guys should continue the podcast, to put it bluntly, because I've already made 2 videos that are too long, absolutely, hell yes. We need you. We need the information. We need the sensitivity to us, to our culture, to our people, and your work that you...
I feel the obligation. I feel...
She about to cry. Yo, these people are deranged. But do you see how regular black people are when there's 2 different types of black people. There's a black person who has a YouTube channel, and then there's every other black person. So you on YouTube and you think a lot of black people are not on the Democratic plantation. Or you think a lot of black people have, strayed from the Democratic plantation. But when you talk to regular black people that aren't YouTubers, 90% of them are not just on the plantation, but there's no evidence that whatever the black people on YouTube are talking about even exists.
Yeah, none of the facts they go off of are based in anything in reality. It's all just stuff they've thought up in their head that they've tried to create justifications for that make no sense.
I'm very emotional. I think that I feel the obligation. I feel frustrated, honestly, with myself, because I spent so much time over the last couple of weeks just focusing on the half that I hate right now, like the half of the country that I despise.
I told you they hate us. Like
it was a lot more than half, just FYI, lady.
Yeah, they hate us. Yeah. And this is a thing that I learned, being around liberals, because my wife and all her friends are liberals. Like, they despise us. Yeah. Like, and they think we're stupid. Like, they think, because a lot of Democrats are, college type. They they went to college and they're so righteous. Yeah, like that, and they feel like they understand politics, and they understand how the average American doesn't know how a bill gets passed. They don't know about the 3 branches of government. They don't know, how it really works and shit. And a lot of the college types understand these things, but that doesn't matter, man. You still don't know what a woman is. You still can't define a woman. You still think fucking drag queen story hour is a good thing.
That open borders are the right thing.
Yeah, so it's like, if they don't understand that, yes, they know the 3 branches of government. Yes, they know how a bill gets passed. Yes, they know what an amendment is. Yes, they know a filibuster. They know all that stuff. They know how many congressmen, who's the congresswoman here, and what bill they passed. But it's what you don't know. and it's this other weird shit that you're involved in is why you lost, and they just can't accept that.
I mean, they need to understand that all the shit that you just described, it almost doesn't matter because people are retarded anyway, right? So it doesn't
Yeah.
even matter. But hearing this sister talk though, it's hitting me like, man, maybe we did fail the sisters.
Yeah. I know you start to get remorseful, man. Yeah, man. Don't fight that urge, man.
And I'm frustrated about that because you don't get understanding through frustration and hate. And I think that what I feel guilty about is knowing that there's an obligation to a whole other half, you know, of the country, and feeling like there has to be a conversation, you know, a come to Jesus, as they say, with so many people because we are really not on the same page. And I am at a loss at this point for how to get there. And so
So we're not on the same page with her, and she needs to get us on the same page.
Right. That's the thing. It's like you're two totally different worldviews that are incompatible. There is no same page.
Well, the last couple of months, what the Democrats been doing is trying to bully everybody into thinking their way, and they think, oh, I got a college degree, therefore I'm smarter than you. Just because you can sit in a classroom for 4 years plus, mean you smarter than me? I don't think so.
Here's the thing with her, she's not talking about like adjusting the Democratic party line or what the Democrat the policies and their worldview. She's talking about just convincing you. Like, she's not saying we need to, you know, move to the center or, you know, move away from, you know, the trans community or move away from the pro-immigration community. She's talking about we're going to stay the exact same, and I'm going to sweet talk you into fucking seeing it my way, and I'm going to cry, and I'm she, you know, do whatever it takes to get you to see. And she doesn't understand that you've lost all credibility. Like, Democrats are like a joke now. They're literally seen as like, okay, you're a Democrat. That's some Democrat shit. Like, it's almost like how the F word, FAG, would used to be back in the day. Like be like that pass was you know, that pass was that was an LGBT pass, man. Put some energy behind that LGBT pass or that hit. That was an LGBT hit. And now Democrat has replaced that. It's like they're corny, soft, weird.
Yeah.
It's synonymous with that.
Yo, did you notice that this sister here has cried more than a sister that we see on the news talking about, yeah, this is my third kid that's been murdered. She shed more tears.
Exactly. And if she found out, like, if she was told how many black men, excess of black men, have died in the last 4 years to murder, or black people in general, she wouldn't bat an eye.
No. She would spew the same talking point as poverty or some shit.
Yeah. No, she wouldn't even, she just wouldn't say anything. She yell at you about how racist you are.
Or say that it's made up by racists.
You guys know I'm fiercely competitive over all kinds of ridiculous things. But what I really don't like to do is, I don't mind saying I don't know. I don't mind admitting I don't know. I hate not knowing for an extended period of time and feeling like the overwhelm of I don't know where to turn to find the answer, right? Like, I don't even know if at this point people will be honest about their reasons for voting for the other side, or if they'll be honest about who they really voted for.
I'll give her that. A lot of people aren't being honest. A lot of people just like Trump. They like his energy. They like his personality. They rock with him, the way he stands up to, you know, liberals, the way he stands up to women. He don't treat women special. He give them the same shit that they give him. A lot of people just like Trump. They like, when he got shot, he stood up and pumped his fist. They like him. So a lot of people are not saying that. I will give her that. A lot of people are not just saying that. A lot of people say, "Oh, the eggs are $7." Nah, motherfucker. You like Trump. And you was like, and you had a choice between Trump or this cackling empty suit weirdo Kamala, and you were like, "Yo, I like Trump." It was basically that for a lot of people. And it's very hard for people to say that. And that's because the Democrats bullied people into compliance for the last 20 some odd years.
Because they probably know us or have seen us and wouldn't feel comfortable telling us the truth. So where do you go to solve an I don't know when you're not even confident that people will be honest with you? You know what I mean? And it's like the weight of that. We were in our group chat earlier, and I'm sorry if I'm flailing. I'm trying to make sense. We were in our group chat earlier. And by the way, group chats are now triggering to me because I feel like, when are we just another echo chamber where we're in our own bubble? Because now we're all getting off Twitter, because now Twitter is going to be the hellscape. And now who are we going to talk to beyond our bubbles? Because we all think at least similar, maybe not the same. But
here's the thing. Elon Musk doesn't censor them. He doesn't shadow ban them. He doesn't ban their channels when they say mean things about conservatives. Before Jack Dorsey, the guy who owned Twitter before Elon Musk, he did that to conservatives when they said things that liberals didn't like. He banned them. He shadow banned them. He kicked them off the platform. So this notion, this is another instance of them projecting onto us the things that they do. And I hope America gets that almost everything they say is a projection or confession.
Similar. Anyway, I digress. My point is, we were in a group chat earlier, and there's this conversation about if the Rainbow Coalition essentially is a thing. Like, are we going to all be able to come together as people of color and do the damn thing? And the conversation was like, no, I don't think it's a thing. And I can't lose that hope. Like, if we lose that hope, we don't have a path, y'all. Like, we really.
Wow.
A path to what? Like, what is she even saying?
She's talking about that whole thing where where the white liberals put everybody who's not a white liberal in a box. So where it's like the Black and Brown Coalition or BIPOC, or, you know what I'm saying, they merge trans with black, so they take the George Floyd flag, the BLM flag, and put the pride flag and all together. And it's like, basically, okay, so we got everybody who's not white is in a group, and we make you a voting block, and you guys vote for us, and we can count on that as a voting block. And what they realized was they let in a bunch of males from the fucking Central America and the Middle East, and those guys are not fucking gonna vote for no woman.
But what I want clarification on, and I hear this a lot, is like, we don't have a path, and it's like, path to what? I want her to describe in detail what exactly she means about this BIPOC path.
I'm thinking they mean, like, burn it down, right?
Right. That's what I want her to say. I want her to say, I want to burn this shit down, and I want to kill gliders. That's what I want her to say.
I think she's more talking about a path to winning in elections by getting every vote that's not a straight white male, and every vote that's in a lot more votes that are not.
But electing who to do what?
Whoever their candidate is.
Because even when they say, like, reform or reimagine, they're talking about burning it down, essentially.
When you say burning it down, what do you mean?
Like ruining the country, making white people suffer, making everything worse.
Making it, like, how, again, reimagine policing, right? It's pretty much like an idea of, like, abolish policing, right?
Right. They just want to burn stuff down.
Yeah, when they say burn it down, they in their mind, they think they're gonna make some kind of utopia but this utopia would be hell.
Oh yeah, with trans people and black people and power and shit. Yikes.
Well, yeah, and they
if
don't have a plan for anything beyond the burning it down part. So you burned everything down. Okay, how do we get the food everywhere? Okay, how do we stop crime? They have no fucking idea.
Yes, how do we make steel? How do we get grain? How do we get rice? The basics.
Cannot figure out how to be in coalition, in solidarity on multiple challenges, on multiple fronts, for multiple policy issues. We are
yeah.
We are. Like, there's not a nice way for me to say, Dad, sorry, I had to cuss it. There's no other way for me to explain it. We are if there's no coalition, if there's no coming together.
Wow. If everybody who's not a straight white male doesn't team up against straight white males, we're, as the Democrat Party, we're screwed, because that's what we've been living on for the last X amount of years.
Together for a larger group, there is no path to victory. And I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose.
That's real.
Well,
Tiff, where you at?
Well, I just want to say this about the coalition building, because as you all know, I've talked about it on this show and in everything I've done.
That tells you a lot about her person. She's a nice looking lady, but these two words are not something that's enticing, man.
It's not endearing qualities.
Yeah, exactly.
And she'll be
the multiracial coalition.
She'll be at a loss as to why she can't get a man.
Oh yeah, she have no clue why, and we'll sit here looking like this and have no man, which is just insane.
As you all know, I've talked about it on this show and in everything I've done. I have believed in the multiracial coalition. I've always said I have the Fred Hampton approach, like bring everybody along, and let's, we align, we can win. I want to caution us because exit polling data is not the most reliable, and we were cautioned in our group chat by that. But what I saw was jarring to me, to see so many people of color align with oppressive policies and oppressive
of color. What the fuck does that mean? Indian people can't stand black people. Mexicans can't stand.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to get in the room with these women and I want to grill them and make them define in explicit terms what the fuck they are actually saying. Because it's like they say a lot of liberals, they're retarded, but they fall for the shit where these women talk in circles and vague bullshit. And it's like, no, I want you to say exactly what the fuck you mean. When you say oppressive policies, put a name to that. What are you actually saying?
Well, they're not going to say that because they know there's no oppressive policies, but they know that that's a talking point. That's how they. I
know, but I would be like, oh, so you mean white people? You're talking about, you mean white people, right? And she'd be like, well, I mean, yes. And it's like, okay, that's what I want you to say. Don't bullshit me. Say white people. Say you hate white people. Say you want to get rid of white people. Say you don't like white people in politics. You don't like this country. You don't like people having a high standard of living. That's what you need to say. Like, stop with the fucking niceties and all this floof bullshit.
Issues. And it quite frankly broke my heart. And I have been in the throes of re-examining my entire worldview around it, and I haven't landed in a place. So I would love to thumbtack that, because I think that's something that when we have some actual data, I would love to discuss. Right now, I'm like, don't talk to me right now. Like, wait until I see the data. But right now, I am not building coalitions right now. Right now, I need to be in the safety and comfort of my community. And I hope, to Angela's point, that
ma'am, your community that when she's talking about black people, right? Yo, what about the many black people that are like hood rats and fucking criminals and gangbangers and Shaniquas and Keishas? She's just talking about other black women who went to college and got 85 degrees and just fucking. That's her community, and gay black dudes that
She probably lives in a nice apartment building that's a bunch of gliders.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt. If she the type she is, is scared of Keisha. Not like for instance, like she wouldn't feel comfortable talking around a bunch of Keishas. Her voice, she wouldn't. Her voice wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? She wouldn't feel like.
She wouldn't be assertive.
Yeah, assertive around a bunch of Shaniquas and Keishas. She would. Their energy is too aggressive and too ostentatious and obnoxious, and it overpowers her. She can't be herself around them.
That we can get to a place, and give me a few months. I hope we can get to a place where we can lock arms and build. I want to say too, though, about hating or despising, one half of the country. I don't believe it's one half of the country. I think we have to consider how many people actually participate in the voting process. And so of that small group of people, sadly, it's a small percentage of Americans who actually vote. Half of that chose to vote for Donald Trump for president, and I'm okay despising them. I think, Angela, you have to give yourself some grace in that too.
She's okay despising half of the country. He's okay. First, she tries to say that it's not really half of the country; it's only half of the people that vote. So she's coping. She's having a hard time. These women are having a hard time.
That's all that was cope bullshit.
2 weeks out, they're still struggling like this, man. I think what happened was they thought with Kamala winning, they were going to get placed in some kind of, not in her cabinet, but they were going to get some kind of appointment that, some kind of job in the government or some kind of position, put in charge of something. Minor where they could have pad their resume and stuff like that. And now there's none of that, man. There's no place for them in American politics for like 8 years. And these people are pretty young. These people are probably in their early 40s or mid 40s. So they're looking at the landscape. They're looking at, okay, we lost this one. We're probably going to lose the next one. And you know what I'm saying? And that's a long time to be boxed out of politics, man. In the way that they want to be involved in it, whereas like they want to be like part of it and shit. Like on the
you go through your process, your process of grief and emotion and everything you're going through, but we cannot always extend an olive branch to bigots. We cannot always come to an understanding with
called name calling.
People who either adopt racist beliefs or are okay with racist beliefs.
More name calling. They just don't get it.
I don't know how the two are different. So I just don't have this desire to understand that half. I don't think I'm in a bubble. I try to consume a lot of information from
Baby, you are in a mega bubble. You were in the thickest, most opaque bubble in the fucking country.
Who's this Rue? RT Tuber, who are you? All right, easy bullshit. Yeah, but this is this, and make sure you support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Continue to support the channel, guys. We in the hour, I think 4. You can support the channel. Salute to Aster J, man. He says, the irony is when these heifers trash up the place, they'll demand that Gladys rebuilt it. Exactly. Like this woman, these black women don't understand that this little community they talk about, and these people that the other half that they're calling racist, that racist half is made up of the men and women that secure that are the armed services that make her able to, like, for instance, if she lived, she doesn't realize that being an American, you can do a podcast without bombs dropping on your head. You don't have to worry about a country invading you. You can there'll never be bread lines It won't be you can have she can have she can walk the streets in America and call the cops or call an ambulance and somebody will show up in 2 minutes. She can
she can order any product she wants and have it at her doorstep.
Exactly. And she doesn't realize that that's because of white people. You don't have that security. You don't have that efficiency in countries run by people of color, especially people of her color. And it's almost impossible to have that type of efficiency, and it is corrupt as she claims the government is. It's nothing compared to how it is in countries where people of her color are. And when it comes to women's rights, forget about it. Women's rights don't exist in countries where she, where people of her color are the majority. It doesn't exist. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again.
Outlets as well, not regularly, but I think I dealt with white folks long enough and know enough white folks.
So
she finally said it. Like, just fucking say that, you stupid bitch.
So she's going to tell us about white folks. She's going to tell us about the people who like literally pave the streets and, you know what I mean, keep the fucking street lights on and keep the goddamn exits, ramps on the highway and put rumble strips along the highway. So if you doze off, your fucking car hits the rumble strip and you wake up. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, state troopers and shit and all the safeguards that this glider society affords her, bras, tampons, formula for baby formula, all the things that allow women to come into the workforce and leave the home were all created by gliders in the Western world. And now let's hear her talk about them. And
I'm pretty clear on how people feel. The people of color piece is something that I have curiosity about. So I just am so grateful that people do respect and have happily and joyfully joined the community that we built here. Like I said, it's not a podcast. We built community. I think that's reflected, and I think it will be reflected in this political cycle. I think we will see, we saw a huge spike in people tuning in to this episode. We saw a huge spike in people who watched our mini pod on what happened. I think those numbers will continue to grow exponentially because the news media has painfully failed everybody. And so people are going to different sources. And so I'm honored to share a space with you guys. And I take the responsibility very seriously. And so when we are here, I want to be sure that we are presenting the most clear, accurate information, that you guys get to hear a diverse perspective. Y'all see, we don't agree on a lot. This here, I do not think is an echo chamber. I think we have very different opinions, perspectives, things that we bring. And so I just want us to continue to grow personally, professionally, and grow our audience in this space. And I'm thankful for the thousands, literally thousands of you who reached out to us over the past week to let us know what you meant. And I think it was heard from here to iHeart executives.
Man, cope is real, man. Salute to everybody out there. Any RJ Tuber, who are did you come up here before?
Yeah, I've been on here before.
Okay, what are your thoughts, man?
I mean, well, yeah, I mean, these liberal people, I mean, obviously they gaslight. I mean, that's their whole thing is, I mean, everything they claim like the Republicans are doing, they themselves have done, you know? That's for sure true. Like, it's pretty much everything they claim, like, they actually have done, like, talking about lawfare, how they're worried about Trump's going to go after all of them and stuff like that. That's what they literally have been doing to, like, the Republicans all this time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Now, she talks about white people like a dog right there. And if any white person, the the threshold of what a white person could say to her to be branded a racist, or about her, or to any black person.
Not even close to what they say.
Yeah, it's like a white person could like just, I mean, like roll their eyes, and she would call them a racist.
Right.
So it's like
white people got to get comfortable throwing the racist word around.
Well, they've taken away the like meaning, the power of that word is like kind of lost like its meaning now. You know, like I don't think many people even like pay attention to it much anymore. When people call someone a racist, it's like, I mean, who really, like, you can be called racist for like looking at someone the wrong way. You know, they take offense by just like your side, like a glance or something. You know, like people call people racist now for literally anything. It's just ridiculous. It's sort of lost its like power that it used to have.
Yeah, it's lost its power in a lot of circles because of Trump's election. A lot of things have lost their power. A lot of people are freer to speak, just to just speak openly and not have to, like, filter your thoughts through different, like 5 different fucking filters before you actually say it.
And all across what a value this show is, but most importantly, our conversations with you, the audience, is what we value the most.
Yeah, I'll just quickly say.
Oh man, so yeah, man. Any final thoughts, guys, man? Any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
All right, guys. Same black time, same black channel. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. It's very important to subscribe because a lot of people aren't getting notifications. You can see the numbers are down, but everyone unsubscribe and resubscribe so you can get the notification. And then put your notifications, set your notifications to all so you can get all of the notifications anytime I drop something. I'm out of here. Peace out.
Have a good night.